It's Fans Corner. Welcome to it, and thank you once again for making time for us. We are back in the Betway Premiership, and we've just watched Orlando Pirates against Richards Bay FC out in Orlando Stadium, where a game ended by 1-0 to Orlando Pirates, and thereby extending their winning streak to 7 games out of 7 at the beginning of the 2024-2025 Betway Premiership. And before we go into the game itself, let's give credit to the fans who made time to go to the stadium. It was a decent attendance out in Orlando Stadium, Eskodinska Maminzela, especially given that this is a midweek game in the late evening. So it was a decent crowd, I have to say. The lower stands were packed, not necessarily to capacity, but like I said, it's a midweek game, so we do understand. Now, getting into the game itself, we saw Orlando Pirates winning this game and, as already mentioned, extending their winning streak to 7 games out of 7, collecting 100% of the points on offer so far, 21 points, and leading the league as it is right now. A game that I think at the beginning Orlando Pirates started a little bit slow. Maybe they were still trying to study as to how Richards Bay are planning to play the game. So they kind of got into the game a little bit later on. We saw a goal scored by Evidence Mahopa. It was a shot that was blocked by the Richards Bay goalkeeper. A powerful shot coming from Nonyane, and Evidence Mahopa taking the rebound. He had to take it twice because it was also saved from him. But a goal nonetheless in the first half, which allowed Orlando Pirates after that to start playing. We started seeing Pirates playing football after that, because before that they were still trying to get into that Richards Bay FC half and try to break that defense. But the other thing that you'd have seen in this game is that the Pirates won this game, especially in the first half, by bossing the midfield. We saw when Makaula was still in there together with Tito and also Talente Mbata. They bossed that midfield and didn't allow Richards Bay to break beyond the center half, and pinning them against the wall, really. Even though I have to say they were resilient, Richards Bay, but Pirates, with their skills and their ability to break the press, they are so good at that. And also the other thing with Pirates, they are so composed on the ball. When they have the ball, they don't do things haphazardly. They are very composed on the ball. And the other thing that really works for them is how they deal with how they attack. They attack from different sides. You don't really know whether they're going to come on the left or the right. You saw Kotak operating on the right, Mufukeng on the left, and sometimes Mufukeng would be also found in the middle of the park, coming straight. So you don't really know where they're going to come from, and that's what made it difficult for Richards Bay to try and stop this Pirates wave. Their runs off the ball, man. I made this note because you don't know. The other thing, they are not so obvious as to where they are going to be. Like I said, you don't really know where they are going to be attacking from. So they make these runs from off the ball. If you are really watching the whole pitch, you can see. And unfortunately for the players who are in the pitch, sometimes it's difficult to see someone who's making a run behind you. So the beautiful runs that were made by Mufukeng and Nkota as well. Beautiful runs, and some chances created. If Pirates were clinical, especially Nkota, who had a couple of chances created for him, especially by Lebohile Mufukeng, it could have ended the first half by 3-0. But unfortunately, they were not so clinical. So I think Pirates, they set up very well, and they look very dangerous going forward. Every time they break and go forward, it looks like they might score at any moment. So this attacking from all sides makes it difficult for teams to defend, and it also makes it difficult to anticipate their next move. In the second half, Pirates the game went to halftime with Pirates leading by 1-0, and you felt like before that you felt like Pirates could score more goals, especially after scoring the first one. You felt they've opened the scoring, now they're going to score even more goals. In the second half, they came in guns blazing, Orlando Pirates that is, and they couldn't score. A few minutes after that, we started seeing Richards Bay growing into the game, because you see now we are a team that's losing by 1-0, and you're thinking we are not too far away from getting a point from this game. We started seeing them playing ball on as well, Richards Bay. Playing out of their half, trying to get into the Pirates half and trying to take the game to Orlando Pirates. But unfortunately, the other thing that Pirates does so well is that they're very jealous of teams holding the ball. You know, in the first half, we saw Richards Bay struggling to string some passes. The number of passes were poor. The pass accuracy in the first half was poor from Richards Bay. But in the second half, especially in the later part of the second half, let me say the last 20 minutes or so, they started stringing in some passes, some few complete passes. But also Pirates are very good at also pressing. They are very good at pressing, and they're also good at breaking a press themselves, the Orlando Pirates players. So that makes it a little bit difficult to plan against them. So I think in the second half we saw a better game from Richards Bay. Not a better game overall from both teams, but Richards Bay started growing into the game. And also that they may have shaken Pirates a little bit, because now we are leading 1-0. You could easily lose that lead. And Richards Bay were hopeful that we can actually get a chance and equalize. And this being Jose Rivero's 100th game, you know, it's been 100 games. Imagine, it felt like yesterday when he arrived in South Africa. But here he is managing his 100th game and also winning it, leading Pirates to a very powerful start of the season, to 7 games out of 7. Like I said in another video, the previous videos, that I said, if it was Sundowns winning 7 games out of 7 games, would be asking question, is the league gone or not? But because this is Pirates and they're not known for starting like this, we're not really sure whether we can start asking that question. But I feel like that the train has started now. I think like that the runaway train has started. But at least we know that there is another team that is capable of chasing them down in the form of Mamelodi Sundowns. The other teams, I'm not so sure if they can chase this particular one down. It's still too early in the season, but I just feel like it's a bit too much. Once a team has made this kind of a start, it becomes difficult to chase them down. We saw Sundowns doing it last season, and some seasons before that. It becomes really difficult to chase them down. So I think we are in for a humdinger of a season, especially with Mamelodi Sundowns also chasing this one. I don't think they're just going to let it go. They're definitely going to chase it all the way. So it's going to be an entertaining one, and it's also beautiful football to watch from Orlando Pirates. We also know Sundowns are capable of this, of doing the same. It could easily be a 2-horse race by the time we pass the middle of the season. After game week number 15, it could just look like a 2-horse race. So I'm hoping that it could be more than that, because we know there are other teams that are capable, the likes of Cape Town City and Stellenbosch. We know they're capable of stringing in some good results and also give a chase as well. But congratulations to Orlando Pirates. It's a good one. Wait to see what if Sundowns are going to respond. You know, after they lost to Polokwane City in the previous game. By the time we make this video, Sundowns have not yet played. We'll see what they do. Can they match this? Can they try to chase this Orlando Pirates? But it will be nice to see this particular chase, especially in this season, since we've seen Sundowns dominating for so many seasons. Otherwise, this has been Fans Corner. Thank you so much for your time. Give us your comments and also your subscription as well on our YouTube channel, and also give us your comments on the comment section. This has been Fans Corner. Thank you so much for your time. We meet again in the next one.